Thanks, Satya. Anytime we launch an initiative like this, we always ask ourselves a critical question. What's the problem we're trying to solve? Well, in some cases, it's obvious. Look around the world today, and what we see is more people out of work since any time in the Great Depression in the 1930s. In fact, we estimate that in 2020, before this year comes to an end, we'll see almost 250 million people lose their job. It's a staggering number. In part, it's the obvious reaction to this pandemic, a pandemic that is unique in our lifetime. But it's about more than that as well. It's also the result of long-term trends in our economy, trends that have been unleashing more automation that has been eliminating jobs that often involve more manual work and replacing them with jobs that are more digitally focused. Think about all of the jobs around us. Everywhere you look, you see that jobs are becoming more digital. Think about the work of a graphic designer. What used to happen on a piece of paper now is displayed on a computer screen. Think about people in the healthcare area. Think about the explosion in telehealth just over the last few months. That, we think, is never going to go back to the way it was before. Think about what it takes to work on a manufacturing floor in the world today. Manufacturers are digital workers. And think about the life of a teacher. Think about how dependent teachers have become on digital skills and digital tools. Even when kids are back in the classroom, we can expect more reliance on digital technology to continue. That's why we estimate as a company that by the middle of this decade, in the year 2025, we'll see the creation of 149 million new technology jobs. In many ways, these will be jobs that involve the creation of software, but they involve a whole lot more than that. It includes people who will be working with data, people who will be protecting cybersecurity, people who will be protecting privacy as well. Everywhere, in every company, on every continent, even in government itself, we'll see the need for people with new skills. But there's another problem that we have to help solve. If you look back over the last 20 years, employer investments in employee training have been declining. They first fell from the late 1990s to the year 2010, and then in the decade that we just finished, we really experienced a decade of stagnation, stagnating employer investments in employee training. So fundamentally, this asks us to ask ourselves, how do we turn this around? How do we help people develop the skills they'll need to succeed in the years ahead? It calls on a principled approach. And that's what we've been doing as a company. We've grounded our work, not just this initiative that we're launching today, but beyond, in 6 principles. It really starts by putting data and digital technology to work to help people develop new skills. The data can help us learn what skills people need, and the technology can help people acquire them. But it takes more than that. We're focused on a broad set of skills, not just digital skills alone. In part, we need to help people develop the skills to ensure that technology is used responsibly, that it's applied ethically, that it's deployed in a manner that protects people's privacy. And we need to help people develop the softer, so-called success skills that are essential for a world where people need to work with each other, and it's all about the success of a team. We need to couple that by asking employers to do more. Employers around the world will need to invest more in the training of their people. As an employer, that starts with Microsoft itself, and you'll see us take new steps in the months ahead. But more than that, we think our biggest contribution is in creating tools and technology that can help employers do more for their employees and do it more seamlessly, more effectively, more efficiently than they can today. All of this requires partnership. And so as part of this initiative, we're leaning on partners in a big way. A huge aspect of this is stronger partnerships with nonprofits in the United States and around the world. and a spirit of partnership to work with and support governments as well. Finally, this is an initiative that is pulling together every part of our company. It starts with LinkedIn, which is really the heart and soul of this work. But it combines LinkedIn's efforts with Microsoft Learn and with GitHub and the GitHub Learning Lab. And ultimately, it's about all of us working together in a new and important way. That's why what you'll see here today is a multifaceted approach to this initiative. It's an initiative that starts with data to identify the jobs that are in demand and the skills that are needed for them. It builds on that by providing people with access to learning content free of charge. And then it builds on that second piece with this third: access to low-cost, subsidized tests and certifications and free job-seeking tools so people can close the loop and find the job that they'll need for a more successful future. To walk us through all of these pieces, I'm delighted to turn this over to Ryan Roslansky, the new CEO at LinkedIn. Ryan?